So I am Andrew Wilson. I'm the Executive Vice President and Head of EA Sports. Well, we announced the most impressive Madden ever, which is pretty cool. We announced a whole range of new things with FIFA 13, but the big thing there, of course, in addition to great gameplay and great service, is that gamers will bring everything that they've built up for, you know, the last FIFA right through to this FIFA, so they don't have to reset and start again, which is very cool. We've also announced a brand new skating engine in NHL that fundamentally changes the way you play that game. And then lastly, certainly not least, we announced a new exclusive multi-year, multi-product global deal with the UFC.
I got chills, man. I can't believe it's really gonna happen. It is gonna happen.
So, you know, in terms of what we can talk about around, you know, the games that are coming a part of the UFC, we just signed a deal. So the ink is still wet on the paper. However, here's the way we look at it. We had an MMA game that as an engine is actually very strong. We also have Fight Night Champion, which is probably the best striking in any video game on the market today. So you take that and you blend that with all of the UFC brands, and I mean all of the UFC brands. You know, we think we're going to be able to do some pretty cool things, but we haven't started full-scale planning yet because we literally just got the deal done. But we expect that we'll do things on multiple platforms, that will have multiple products with multiple business models in different territories around the world.
It's interesting, Dana's reaction was, we're finally at EA Sports.
Thank you, everybody. Here it comes, fans. This is the big one. Finally, EA Sports.
So has this been have you been working on this for quite a while?
Well, I mean, you know, I think there have been conversations with various people at EA and the UFC over the years. I'm a huge fan, huge. I've been watching this for a very, very long time. After '93, when Hoist won, I went out and sought out the Gracie family and have been training jiu-jitsu with them for a very long time. So I was a stand-up fighter. Jiu-jitsu was the new world. I still train today. I was out with Crone Gracie last night at the hockey. So we've had lots of conversations, but I think the timing was right this time. I think the UFC felt like they had people at EA that really understood their sport, really understood what they were trying to do, really understood where they were coming from. And we certainly, I mean, we've wanted to work with them for a long time. So I think right now that it's very fortuitous, everything came together at just the right time.
So your job at EA Sports, does that mean you have to day in, day out watch every sport and keep up to date with it?
Pretty much. And I do some better than others. I mean, I'm a sports fan. I come from Australia, and in Australia we watch everything because we don't have a lot else to do. You know, we've got a big country with only a few people, so we watch a lot of sport. We play a lot of sport too, but I watch pretty much everything. There's a few sports that I don't have the same passion for as others, and that's not because the sports aren't great, it's just I don't have the same connection. But yeah, I watch a bunch of sport.
So with Xbox Kinect functionality, EA Sports obviously now bringing the Kinect into their games. Does it feel a natural decision to do that, or do you feel that you have to kind of bolt the Kinect onto the game?
No, I actually think, you know, certainly we had Kinect in Tiger. That makes complete sense. Everyone wants to swing in a golf game. Everyone wants to feel like they're Tiger Woods on the first tee. So that is 100% natural. And then as it relates to FIFA and Madden this year that we announced, here's what we saw when we sat down with people playing games, and here's what we do when we play games. And I don't know what you're like. We spend a lot of time screaming at the television.
Set, height! First down and 10.
You know, I scream at the referee calls. I scream at the offside traps. I scream when my players don't make a run. You know.
Yeah. Oh, ref.
And if you make a poor choice of words, you'll be sure to hear about it. That's just what we do. And so the very nature of actually making that screaming and shouting mean something to you in the game felt very natural. And I think when you play the game, it comes across as very natural. And I think it truly does enhance and extend the experience.
Are you at EA Sports, would you ever take a year off?
Well, we take lots of years off. I mean, we just launched FIFA Street for the first time in about 4 years. We launched SSX for the first time in about 4 years. We've had a year or two off basketball while we've really started to, work out how we want to re-establish that franchise. So, for us, there are going to be products that we release every year. There are some products that we release every other year. And there's some products that we might do every 4 or 5 years. It really comes down to gamer demand.
Would you not be able to afford taking a year off for Madden and FIFA, let's say?
It's less about affordability and more about what's best for gamers. So right now, as long as we can innovate every year to change the way you play, like we have with Madden this year with the Infinity Engine, like we have with FIFA with the next version of the Impact Engine and complete dribbling, as long as we can continue to deliver you service that changes as you play the game, like FUT, FIFA Ultimate Team, Hockey Ultimate Team, Madden Ultimate Team, EA Sports Football Club, Connected Careers in Madden, as long as we can build service around it that is meaningful year on year, and as long as we can continue to do a tremendous job of connecting you with other gamers and connecting you with the team and the sport you love, like we do with EA Sports Football Club, I think that every year makes complete sense. As soon as we believe that maybe that's not possible, then we would look at doing something different.
Do you guys feel safe with all your sports titles? Are you ever worried about 2K or any other game coming in and making a better basketball game or a hockey game, or PES somehow becoming the best football game out there?
I think in terms of safety, we're never safe. When you're in the entertainment business, it's a very subjective business. You're only as good as the last movie you made. You're only as good as the last album you released. We're only as good as the last game we made. I think that is made even more challenging today, and we take it very, very seriously, because it's not just about 2K or Pro Evolution. It's about Skyrim, it's about Battlefield 3, it's about Star Wars The Old Republic, it's about Facebook games, it's about iOS games. Gamers have so much more choice now than they ever have before. When I came up as a gamer, you only played sports games. If you're a sports guy, you played sports games. Well, guess what? There's no such thing as a sports gamer anymore. The next big sport that a lot of our FIFA gamers play, the next big game that a lot of our FIFA gamers play is Battlefield 3 or Need for Speed. So, the competition for us to deliver great experiences is bigger than it's ever been, and we take it more seriously than we ever have.
With FIFA Ultimate Team, it's the only example I can think of in my head, you've got microtransactions. You keep the player giving you money, basically. You want week on week, you get an income from it. For all your sports games, would you like to make a mini marketplace so people are always using microtransactions to further their game?
So here's what we've seen is that, when I started making games, you would buy a game, you'd play it for about 3 weeks at the outside, and then you'd stop playing and you'd go and play something else. With the advent of online, we kind of played games for 5 or 6 weeks, and then we stopped playing, we went and played something else. This year, FIFA had record online play days 6 months post-launch. So what that tells us is people are playing the game longer than they ever have before. So the advent of microtransactions that delivers content that extend and enhance the experience isn't so much as a result of us trying to drive that process, but more as a function of the fact that gamers are playing our games longer and actually want new and fresh content to extend and enhance the experience. So yes, certainly I can anticipate that we will see more and more of that as gamers play our games for longer and longer and longer. And I think that we will have a series of services that facilitate that at no charge, and there will be other services that like FIFA Ultimate Team, where gamers can transact to enhance and extend and accelerate that experience. But at the end of the day, we still are 100% focused in delivering real value for money for the price you buy the game for to begin with. Then you get to choose how you want to play from there.
Here at E3, you did your EA conference, you go out on stage, live across the world. How nerve-wracking is it? It's not, naturally, a gaming event doesn't seem like, you're watching the Super Bowl or something, but it kind of is to some extent.
Doing anything on live television is nerve-wracking because you just never know when your brain isn't going to function. And we all have those moments where our brain stops working. And for many people, that point of time exists right as they step on stage, and it certainly happened to me in years gone by. But here's what I like about what we're seeing, is games are more important and a bigger part of our culture than they've ever been. We've got more people playing, we've got more people engaging, which provides a rich world for us to deliver content to. And so while it is certainly nerve-wracking to stand on stage in front of millions and millions of people around the world, either through live broadcast or internet stream, and telling our story, we're excited about the story that we're telling because we are delivering innovation, we are delivering service, we are connecting more and more gamers around the world than we ever have, and there's an opportunity to tell that story. And I think as long as people are willing to listen and hear and play the games that we make, we're going to enjoy talking about it.
Where do you see yourself progressing in the next 5 to 10 years? Where will EA Sports be? What new brands will you have, and how will you deliver entertainment?
Yeah, I think that what we're seeing now is a much greater connection between us and the real world of sport. I think we're seeing a much greater connection with fans to each other and fans with each other against their rivals. And I think we're seeing a much greater connection of experiences across the platforms, so that no longer are you wasting time with throwaway experiences on your iPhone, because the stuff you're doing on your iPhone turns up in your console experience. And so the way we see it is, as a sports fan, the minute you get out of bed in the morning, you're thinking about sport, whether it's football or it's basketball or it's fighting or whatever it might be, and you don't stop thinking about it until you close your eyes to go to sleep at night. And you will take every opportunity through the day to have a conversation with someone about sport or about football or about your team or about a player. It is the world's largest and the world's longest serving soap opera. And so for us, we see ourselves becoming an even bigger part of that world global soap opera, and we believe that we can add value to that through connecting you to your sport, connecting you to other fans and rivals, and connecting the experiences so that through us, you can live out your football dreams, your basketball dreams, your hockey dreams from the minute you get up in the morning to the minute you go to bed at night.
Finally, as an Aussie,
Yes.
when can we expect EA to bring rugby back?
I'm on a campaign to do a lot of things. As an Australian, we grew up watching a lot of sports. So I'm very happy that we've been able to bring UFC in. It's something that I'm very passionate about. Rugby is still there. I think we're always looking for opportunities there that make sense. Surfing is a game. I started my career building a surfing game that never launched. Feels like that unfinished thing in my life. I'm not sure I'll ever get to finish it, because when we look at the world of gaming today, I think, for a while I thought we might be able to build a surfing game on iOS that would be interesting, or a rugby game on Facebook that would be interesting. But more and more what gamers are telling us is that games that exist on just one platform really aren't that interesting. They really want something they can engage with all day long, where they're not wasting time, where everything they do creates value. And so, while I will continue on my campaign, right now I think what we're doing with football, what we're doing with American football, hockey, basketball, college football, golf, UFC, I think we've got, a lot of bases covered.